Hey, guys, with this one right here, we didn't got MaliStrip, Rondo, Montana, Rodley plugged in with Fumez the engineer. You got Proudly plugged in, Fumez the whole engineer, Pressplay, MaliStrip, what Rondo Montana on the Rodley. The whole thing coming into, especially with this one, the plugs in, because the plugs in be some other it's Mr. Stick, be coming with a whole group. But you got what MaliStrip, especially with the whole other MaliStrip, with his whole other one coming back to the back, the other one I did. But you got the plugged in, especially him coming into his whole plugged in, he got something accordament, especially with the Fumez, because Fumez he be having the main, stroke up guys, and everything else with the Fumez and the plugs ins.
Get me plugged in, start Fumez the engineer. You get me, free my LTs, free my SJs.
How we see that funded, and where do you get your
Come
money
on,
from?
gang shit. Niggas know.
The simple answer?
MaliStrip, murder strip, money strip, bitch. Yo, fuck all the pagans. With the real side of Leighton. When I hit it up, block, I wanna CGMs. God knows I'm in love with feeding skanks at a caterer. He can meet his end, and I know when he sleeps, he can see his friends. Where's their defense? I'm in the ride, controlling the back like a CDM. Was he wearing a vest? Still got a neck and head, you gem.
I was beating the clock like a J till I cheated on her with a gauge. Still remember that day we met, she could try slap his face.
Gliding, riding so naturally, he's trying to catch me a casual eel.
Beating the clock like a J till I cheated on her with a gauge. Still remember that day we met, she could try slap his face.
Gliding, riding so naturally, he's trying to catch me a casual eel. Last time I stepped with that.
Ooh, riding casually, trying to catch me a Krauser TA, trying to catch me a Krauser TA. He said riding with the Krauser T, we trying to catch a rousing TA, the whole thing, like how it just comes into the front, the front lane and everything else. Like, hey, he's coming from the Krauser T's, like he said, he coming from that front Krauser T's, trying to, slip and slide, trying to catch him or catch him one, something, catch him something, catch him a Krauser T. Trying to, like they say, go on a glide and everything else, especially they whole movement, because they got their whole on a brisk, how they, brisk they self.
That road got taped, catastrophe.
Are you fucking dumb? I swear I made my man fucking run. Sun gets hot when the LTs come. We splash and shoot black youths for fun. Gotta jump over there, ding dong over there. Next thing something done, got over there. Just bust my nut like the doctor over a tot. And now she got youths for fun. Gotta jump over there, ding dong over there. Next thing something done, got over there. Just bust my nut like the doctor over a tot. And now she got bust in her hair. You know we ain't capping out when I say we done murdered. And now she got bust in her hair. You know we ain't capping out when I say we done murdered. Something done, got over there. Just bust my nut like the doctor over a tot. And now she got bust in her hair. You know we ain't capping out when I say we done murdered dons. On the I've been looking on, now see us, but we turned him off. My side of the don't twerk like them, we slide with skanks. Got left with hoes in, you know the code if you fuck with them.
She can't rock a man's bed. Calm there, trying to rock a man's head. 9 times out of 10 watching boys do legs. Little nigga ran off.
Ooh, he said trying to knock a man. Ooh, just the whole thing, like he said, the other way coming to pasta, like he said, trying to knock off another person's head, and the whole thing, like, hey, it gets real casualties. Like, these guys get real, and vicious, when it comes to that drill, pilot, like they gotta give it to they what they want, give them what they want and everything else, but just how I'm seeing it, it gets real, sketchy and everything else, because, these guys is really, and boss rating, especially with the MaliStrips, the ones not to guarantee play with, like, they have their whole internal and internal not internals.
Try make the fence, but shit went left. He's all leaking, clothes all drenched. We don't reason, fuck all of them. We run the whole borough, we do this shit thorough. Not one, but if you saw, we done him at vomit. Controlling wax on my dog like grommet. Little left when you cross, don't end up on bonnet. Boys in blue, then I'm off like Sonic. Spill juice in the flats, and I first flow mopping. Sleep it up, B-face stopping, gotta keep it up. Spot me up, we won't beat him up. Bow, bow.
On the I'm a up block bully. On the I'm a up block bully. Fully I let cold fly get jooky. We done him so young, how could we? Should be another one working for Satan. How many times have I taped off? Pagans chat online, real life they skating. Could I run, still shaved him. I can send on tracks, car. I really send corn with waps. A savage like me can't be on the lap. Go ask the pagans who see man crash. NCA on the block tryna spy you on gang, but gang stay digi. Leng, come way too pretty, no wish can be on the high road with me. We put the value in violence, chest shot, knife in, slap more waps than Trident.
We do drill, stay silent, not stop gliding. Wet man down while smiling.
Up see me try hard, keep quiet. They know they're pissed if I see can't find them.
Lighting with bang, come back and try find him. We don't see a tent, then tomorrow I'm riding. Top on a decoy, one's empty and one's got 3 toys. Don't tempt me, Rambo's lengthy. You get drenched and I might like Leroy take my island.
Who don't tempt me is bro gets leave void. Hey, you know, it get the way this thing is coming to and the way it's just, you know, screeching everywhere else. Like you got all the mainly, you know, temporary guys, you know, coming into the whole thing. Like they coming for that one pointer, like they coming in and out, like that one pointer, whatever they looking for, you know, they looking for. They coming for their whole, you know, they coming for their one, you know, one tell you know, whatever it is, cause the way they coming, the way they, you know, presented their whole stuff, they just scooping in, doing their whole thing, like, you know, especially with the whole gang, cause you know, it's a whole lot of, you know, it's like different amounts of them, different, you know, counterbits of them. They have the whole thing just terrifying. Like, hey, most of the times, you know, doing a little bit of them, doing a little bit of a search of them, you know, they got that terrifying, you know, Grimsky.
See me try hard, keep quiet. They know they're pissed if I see can't find them.
Lighting with bang, come back and try find him. We don't see a tent, then tomorrow I'm riding. Top on a decoy, one's empty and one's got 3 toys. Don't tempt me, Rambo's lengthy. You get drenched and I might like Leroy take my city like KDB. Bro spot up, he ain't waiting on me. 4 doors get popped, then we're taping the scene. Hate how I live, I'm a slave to the fiends. I still out here trying to make a pagan drop. Tell a good girl to a fuck with ACG, I do the bacon's pop. Then I fly OT from a vacant spot. Caught these shots like a keeper, no FIFA, he got sprayed like cleaner. Adiola, I wanna roll with a Marley, she don't wanna roll no fucking geezer.
Got turned to a the way got was yucky. I mean caught on his block when I slapped that brocky.
Should've turned to a but a nigga just way too lucky. How many been dropped like Humpty Dumpty? Still in my block, I'm comfy.
Fumez, the engineer. It's matter of me. How is CDOT funded and where do you get your money from? The simple answer?
Hey, they coming in with that crucialism, hey, you know, like they say, you know, hey, he said with the Humpty Dumpty, he didn't hit us with the Humpty Dumpty, like coming from that whole, you know, that whole part right there, that was scrism right here, just to see this whole thing. But Rondo, Montana, and Ridla, like just to see the whole thing and the whole, like, just the whole imposter, like you got your whole imposter right here, the whole group of them, you know, just the MaliStrip, especially with the MaliStrips, because they got their whole thing and no telling, you know, what they on, you know, what type of, you know, schism they on, the drill and all this other stuff coming on, you know, especially with this whole thing. But plugged in with Fumez the engineer and everything else, like, especially from this whole thing coming from this, like, counterfeit, like, this is a crazy type of, like, another one of these ones right here. But you got MaliStrip, everything else coming into it, you know, just with this whole thing right here. But most definitely tuning in and everything else. Make sure you guys like, comment, everything else, subscribe, everything else, and, you know, just with this one.